August 16, 1942. Just months after the Battle of Los Angeles rattled the nation, and with Japanese U-boats actively hunting ships off the coast, California is a powder keg of fear. A quiet street in Daly City is suddenly torn apart. A U.S. Navy airship, the L-8, has fallen from the sky. Rescuers rush to the cockpit, expecting to find the dead or wounded. Instead, they find nothing. The engines were working. The radio was on. The parachutes were still in their racks. The top-secret codes were untouched. The two-man crew had simply vanished. Just that morning, everything was normal. The L-8 Goodyear Blimp, recently acquired by the Navy, was a key part of coastal defense. Its mission, to patrol the waters off San Francisco for Japanese submarines. The crew were experienced pilots, Lieutenant Ernest Cody, 27, and Ensign Charles Adams, 38. This was a routine 4-hour anti-submarine patrol. At 6:03 a.m., the L-8 lifted off from Treasure Island and disappeared into the fog. At 7:42 a.m., Lieutenant Cody radioed in a routine check. Everything was perfect. Then, at 7:50 a.m., another message from the L-8. The crew reported spotting a large, suspicious oil slick on the water's surface, a potential sign of a submerged enemy submarine. Lieutenant Cody radioed in, "Am investigating suspicious oil slick." That was the last time anyone ever heard from them. An hour passed, then 2. The L-8 was scheduled to report in, but there was only silence. At 10:49 a.m., a U.S. Navy ship and several fishing boats spotted the L-8. It was drifting aimlessly, thousands of feet up, and clearly not under control. It floated like a ghost. The out-of-control airship drifted back towards land. It hit a beach, bounced, and then drifted inland, its massive envelope snagging on power lines before it finally collapsed onto that street in Daly City. The official investigation only deepened the fable. What they found was more terrifying than what was missing. 1. The gondola door was found latched open. 2. 2 of the 3 parachutes were perfectly stowed. 3. The inflatable life raft was still in its case. 4. The crew's service pistols were in their box, untouched. 5. The classified codebook was secure. And strangest of all, the Blimp's engines and radios were in perfect working order. Whatever happened, it happened so fast, they never even radioed for help. So, what is the fable of the L-8? The Navy was baffled. The darkest fables, that they were captured by a Japanese sub or taken by a spy, were wartime paranoia. The Blimp was undamaged, its radio was on, and the top-secret codes were untouched. A hostile capture is impossible. The real fable is stranger. The clues point to a perfect storm accident, so fast and so bizarre it feels like fiction. The true fable likely began here. To get a better look, one pilot, let's say Ensign Adams, leans out the open gondola door. Then, the unbelievable, a sudden violent updraft or a mechanical lurch. Adams loses his footing. Lieutenant Cody, seeing his partner fall, lunges from his controls to grab him. In that one desperate second, he becomes tangled and is pulled out too. This double accident fable is the only one that fits the clues. It explains why both men vanished. It explains why the radio call was never made. It was over in an instant. And it explains the Blimp's uncontrolled, ghostly climb, the half-eaten sandwich, and the dangling remnants of a normal day, interrupted by a one-in-a-million tragedy. To this day, Lieutenant Cody and Ensign Adams are listed as missing, presumed dead. The L-8 was repaired and served the rest of the war, but its greatest mystery was never solved. It remains a true American ghost ship, a fable unveiled.